Oh, we're here. Usually Carolyn is in this spot, but she's on double secret assignment. So right now, you've got me, and I know Mean Gene Okerlund used to use this phrase all the time, and I'm going to borrow it for now. He's such a great, longtime close personal friend, Johnny Gargano, joining me right now. Johnny, how are you?
I'm great. I think that's actually true, though. We've known each other for a while now at this point.
Yeah, I know. Here's the funny thing, though. I started my WWE refereeing career a few months before you were actually born, so that I'm
Well,
dating myself. But this is so cool, man. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you taking the time. Really quickly, we're going to talk about NXT Takeover this weekend. You've got a huge title opportunity coming up. But before I get to that, growing up in Cleveland, when did you know this is what you wanted to do, and who were the guys that really you gravitated to in this industry?
so I started watching wrestling, obviously, when I was like 19, probably 1994, 95. And the first guy I really gravitated towards, I think a lot of people have this answer from my generation, is Shawn Michaels. Just something about him, man, the way he carried himself, his charisma, and above all, his athleticism. I was really big into Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and those sort of larger than life characters. And to see Shawn Michaels go out there and dance around and be so charismatic and also just do that sort of high flying style. I also later caught on to the WCW cruiserweights as well, which I was a big fan of. But the moment I saw Shawn Michaels, I said, wow, he is basically a superhero come to life. So I knew I had to do that.
Yeah. So you mentioned Shawn Michaels. Is he kind of someone you patterned your style, wanted to kind of emulate in the ring, or did you want to develop your own thing and kind of integrate it? You know what I mean? Kind of like a hybrid sort of thing.
I was really Shawn Michaels was my go-to, but I also was huge on Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, guys like that growing up. And I kind of developed my own style once I started wrestling, taking things from Japan and from Mexico and just different styles I kind of meshed into one and seeing what fit me. And I kind of jumbled all that up. A guy named Alex Shelley as well, who helped me out a ton. And I kind of took all those things, threw it in a pot, and Johnny Gargano came out. You get the all these different things, the technical ability of some guys, the high flying of sometimes of some guys. But I'd say when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to selling, when it comes to things like that, Shawn Michaels is my go-to, 110%.
Yeah, you're not going too far off the board with that one. All the names you mentioned actually were awesome. Okay, let's get to NXT Takeover this weekend. It's happening. Huge event. What should fans expect from this event? Because for me, NXT Takeovers have been just off the charts.
Yeah, the name speaks for itself, Takeover. When you see a Takeover's on, it is absolutely cannot miss. It almost doesn't even matter who is on the card at this point. You hear the name Takeover, you know it is going to deliver, and Takeover will deliver again like it always does. I mentioned all those guys that I'm fans of before. I was really drawn to the work rate guys, the guys that can go in the ring. And I feel like NXT has all of them now. All the work rate guys, all the guys that can go in the ring. When you watch a Takeover show, you are guaranteed to see a show you will not forget. It doesn't matter who's on the card now.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that's the name, because you used to be known as Johnny Wrestling, but now you are known as Johnny Takeover. What can we expect from Johnny Takeover this weekend?
So in the same vein as Shawn Michaels being Mr. WrestleMania, our my takeover record may not be stellar. It may not be good. I may not win. I may not lose. Whatever it may happen. It may be a draw. Who knows? But I always make sure that when Takeover is over, there is one name you remember. That is Johnny Gargano. So Johnny Takeover, I guarantee you, I will give you something you will not
Nice.
forget.
There's an old saying in our industry, and you know this very well. You can get over without going over, and Johnny Takeover is someone who gets over a lot. This is your opportunity, your title opportunity for a second North American Championship. What are the challenges facing someone like a Damian Priest? Obviously the obvious, the size difference is one thing, but how do you plan to approach this and kind of like level the playing field, for lack of a better term?
So I told Austin Theory this past week on television that Damian Priest is big. Damian Priest is a very big guy. He's very agile. You need to bring him down to your size. You need to cut him down. I think that is the most common logic when a smaller guy takes on a bigger guy is you need to take out his knees, take out his legs, bring him down to your level. But Damian Priest is fast. He is not your average, ordinary, lumbering big man. He can fly around that ring with the best of them. So I may need a different game plan going into here. Maybe the knee, maybe the arm. We're not really sure on that yet. But I will say that we mentioned Sean earlier today, but Sean kind of gave you the blueprint for a smaller wrestler competing in the land of the giants. And Sean's not that small in general, but in that era, he was a smaller guy compared to some of the guys he was going up against. So for me, taking on Damian Priest, I feel there is a very real blueprint there that I can go off of. And I think it's going to be something special.
Nice. And the one thing I love about NXT too is everybody talks about the evolution of this industry and upping the game. And what I love about NXT is I think NXT is the perfect blend, thanks to people like you and that entire roster, a perfect blend of old school meets new school without going too far either way. Do you kind of get that same sense? Because again, the industry's been here for over 100 years, right? But it has evolved over that time. But at the same time, the comparison I like to say is the tire was invented. It was stone at first, then it was wood, then it was rubber, then it's vulcanized rubber and run flat tires. But at the end of the day, the wheel is round.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, what we do is we tell stories. I think in this current day and age, the way we tell stories has gotten definitely a lot more hard-hitting, a lot faster paced. But you look at any sport, it evolves, it progresses. You look at the NFL, it's not the same game it was back in the 80s as it is now. It's a lot faster. And I think NXT does a really great job at still telling those wrestling stories, still telling those stories that you as a wrestling fan want to see, but also giving you that action that you're craving, that action you really want to see as well. So I think it is a very perfect mesh of those two worlds.
No, I totally agree with that. And to get off topic a little bit here, also this Sunday at TakeOver, your other half, Candice has an opportunity to win the NXT Women's title, and you tweeted about this just a little while ago, becoming wrestling's power. How is it? I don't want to say difficult. Is it? A lot of people don't get to work with their spouses and get to see them all the time. How is it getting to be there? Is she going to ask you for advice in this match? Are you going to help her out, or?
I think that's the beauty behind kind of working together now and being on the same page on television as well as we are at home, because being together on screen is kind of an extension of how we are at home now. Even before we were together on screen, we would always bounce ideas off each other. Whenever I'd come back through the gorilla after every single match, she'd be the first person I'd see, and I'd ask her, "Was that fine? Was that okay?" And I always have to ask her that because I don't have to know. And then I would be there when she comes back as well. But now being able to be there and work together in mixed tags, work together where she's in my corner, I'm in her corner, it's super special, and it's super cool to be able to do that. And I can't wait to see her match with EO at TakeOver. I think they've stolen the show once already, and it kind of becomes a competition at this point between me and my wife, where she wants to go out there and steal the show. I'm Johnny Takeover. I got to go out there and steal the show, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I might give it to her. Her and EO is going to be something special.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the entire event, but those two matches in particular. And really quickly before I let you go, I know you're a big Cleveland Brown guy. They got the Cowboys this weekend. How do you prepare for a match against a Damian Priest and still kind of keep an eye on what the Browns are doing?
Yeah, so that's going to be tough. Trust me. When I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh, man, TakeOver's that day too. Luckily, they're playing, I believe, at 1 o'clock that day. So TakeOver's a little later in the day. So hopefully I can watch the Browns game, be happy, and then turn on my game face for when TakeOver actually starts. I will definitely have to keep my phone handy to keep checking the score and keep watching the game as the day progresses. And hopefully, I mean, for Damian Priest's sake, I hope they win, because if they lose, I'll be really mad.
So I'm cheering for the Cowboys because, anyways, that's a personal thing for me. Anyways, really quick, again, I got to squeeze this in. Cleveland Brown, like Table for Three is one of the most popular shows on the WWE Network. If you could do one with the Cleveland Browns Table for Three, who would your three guys be?
So am I on it as well, or is it just that?
Cleveland Browns only. We're just going to
Okay, so I guess I'm a Browns fan. You'd have to go. Man, it's tough. So I think we're going to put Baker Mayfield on there. Obviously, we're going to put Bernie Kosar on there.
Nice.
And I'm also going to say Joe Thomas. Put Joe Thomas on there as well.
No,
Jim Brown is also. I see there's so many. There's so good. There's Jim Brown. There's Ozzie Newsome. You're picking three. I want the quarterbacks, and I love Joe Thomas because he's super charismatic as well. So, and pure entertainment's sake, Baker, Bernie, and Joe Thomas.
Nice. And I know we're out of time here, and I hate to let you go. I love seeing you again, my old friend, and loving the Eddie Guerrero shirt. Huge pop for me. Good luck on Sunday. Good luck to Candice. Thank you for joining us. And for everybody out there, tune in. It's NXT Takeover 31, Sunday, October 4th, 7 p.m. live. Don't you dare miss it, as our good friend Billy Red Lyons used to say.